Ninja Scroll is a Japanese anime film from 1993, directed by Yoshiaki Kawajiri, and animated by Madhouse Studio. It's had an English dubbed release by Manga Entertainment in 1995. It's very well animated, which is something I unfortunately cannot show in this video due to potential copyright claims. It's also incredibly gory, with torsos getting readily severed. It's one of the most influential anime films of its time, along with the more well-known Akira and Ghost in the Shell. It helped made adult-oriented films become popular outside of Japan. The Wachowski sisters have noted the film as an influence on The Matrix, and it's one of the reasons that director Yoshiaki Kawajiri went on to write and direct two parts of the film, The Animatrix. The film takes place in Edo, Japan, following a mercenary swordsman named Jubei. He gets blackmailed by an elderly government spy named Dakwon to fight against a group of ninjas with superpowers who want to overthrow the shogunate. They are joined by Kakaro, a ninja who gets saved by Jubei early on. The three have a lot of friction, especially because Dakwon basically forced the other into his plans. The three travel together to a village to stop the ninjas from transporting a ton of gold to their employer, the Shogun of the Dark. They fight the superpower ninjas, known as the 8 Devils of Kimon, one by one, until they reach the leader Genma. There's a huge guy who can turn his skin into stone, and there's a woman who can summon snakes from her tattoos, a hunchbacked warrior who has a hornet's nest inside of his skin, who later gets stung to death by the very hornets inside of it when he falls into water and the hornets desperately try to get out. A blind swordsman who can blind his enemies by reflecting light off his sword. A man who can merge into the shadows and create clones of himself. Classic ninja stuff. There's Genma's lover, a man who uses steel wire as a weapon and who can generate electricity from his body. And a woman who can turn any creature, living or dead, into a bomb. The leader, Genma, looks like a smaller version of, like, a Titan from the anime Attack on Titan, and he has a deep, booming voice to match. He's got a metal arm and the power of immortality. And during the final battle aboard the ship with the gold, Jubei manages to knock him down as the ship burns around them. The gold melts and washes over Genma, encasing him in gold. Being immortal, he's still alive but trapped inside the gold as it sinks to the bottom of the sea. The film has a pretty sweet outro song, which, much like post-credit scenes, is worth sticking around for. The film has got some pretty good music. There's one huge criticism I have for the film, however. The character of Kagero gets treated as basically just a sex object. She's sexually assaulted by 2 of the 8 devils. One of these scenes could easily be removed from the film without affecting anything else. The other one is the scene in which she gets saved by Jubei from the Stone Skin guy, which establishes her debt to Jubei and that he's a hero and good guy, but honestly, the sexual assault was completely unnecessary to establish that. Her poison caused the Stone Skin guy's skin to crack and weaken, but later on it's revealed that simply a kiss from her is strong enough to poison someone. Beyond that, Dakuan reveals to Kagero that the only way to cure the poison he used on Jubei is for her to have sex with him. He essentially forces her to have sex with Jubei if she wants him to live. Jubei rejects her, which is clearly intended to show him as being a noble person who doesn't have sex with women who are coerced into it, but that should just be the bare minimum for someone to be a decent person. Later on, Kagero dies just after giving Jubei a kiss, and Jubei is cured just from that kiss, which means that Dakuan telling Kagero she had to have sex with Jubei to do that was false. Dakuan is just a perverted old man who forces other people to do shit that he wants them to do through blackmail and false information. The last anime film I reviewed, Perfect Blue, also featured sexual assault. And the major difference is that the character there had agency and the power to get out of that situation, when it was done. It wasn't portrayed as something sexy. Contextualizing the assault and dealing with it was the whole point. Whereas in Ninja Scroll, it's only used as basically a set piece. If you're a fan of anime with great animation and bloody action, a Ninja Scroll can be recommended, but it's good to be aware of what you're getting into with this.